Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I have been thinking about doing a video for a while about my favorite cream blushes, and someone else mentioned, why don't you just do a video about your favorite blushes? And that's a great place to start because I love blush so much. As a kid who was born in the 70s but really raised in the 80s, I have an unnatural, deep and abiding love for a really bright draped blush, like a lot. And I'm always trying to remind myself, you are not living in the 80s, but I kind of struggle because I feel like sometimes I'm wearing like blush and I should belong in like Dallas, you know, like that's what I feel like. So let's talk about some of my favorite blushes today. And because I really have been having a strong love affair with cream blush and it's everywhere right now, like a year ago you could find some cream blushes, but like in the last 6 months, cream products have just exploded. You can find them easily at the drugstore. There's a ton of stuff. So let me start with one of the ones that I have been using for the longest time. Everybody talks about it. This is the Glossier Cloud Paint. I have the shade Beam. This is one of those where, yes, I feel like it kind of walks the line between a liquid and a cream blush. This is the only shade I have from them, but I kind of want to get more now that my love affair with cream products is like in high gear. This is what it looks like when it's blended out. It's a really soft shade. You can get more pigment out of it if you definitely feel like you need a little bit more. You know, you can always add more. But the one thing that I love about this product is that it kind of blends itself for you. There are some other things here and some other ones, especially in my collection, that I feel like need a little more hand holding and you have to be a little bit more skilled. I'm sitting here tapping it in. Like if you want more pigment, you can get more pigment. But I really love this blush because if you have fair skin and you want just the babyest hint, Glossier Cloud Paint is the way to go. This is solidly landing in the liquid blush category, but it's the only like true liquid I have here. This is the Serum blush from M Cosmetics, and this is the shade Cherry Splash. One drop is all you need, because if you start blending this out, the one thing you'll notice about it is it has a lot of color, but a lot of shine too. And so the more you blend it, you can really, like this is more than I would need from both my cheeks, but do you see how it kind of leaves like a really pretty glowy shine? It looks scary in the bottle because it's red and the name Cherry, you're like, oh my goodness, do I really want that? But yes, you do. I will tell you, I struggle getting this to work on a set face. It works beautifully if I'm wearing just cream products. And I feel like because it has such a beautiful, glowy, luminous quality to it, I don't need any highlight on the days I wear this. So this is the product I reach for on the days when I've got concealer on, brows, lipstick, and a little bit of cheek color going on. This one is kind of my go-to. If you get these serum blushes to work for you over a set face, please let me know how you do it because I love this. And I like that it also has that really hydrating skincare quality to it. It's specifically made to be that way, but it looks beautiful on the skin and it feels really nice too. I have really been loving this blush from Milani. This is a great, easy to find drugstore, but high quality blush. This is their Cheek Kiss blush in the shade Nude Kiss. I think they have, what, 3 or 4 shades of this? This is a great product. You get a ton in here. I don't know how I'm ever gonna go through this, but this is what Nude Kiss looks like. And as I blend it out here on my hand, the nice thing about this is another one of those products you kind of really don't have to think about blending. It blends itself. And I like that. But this one here, it has kind of a rosy tone to it. If you want less, are you wearing blush? And more, I'm wearing blush. Just add another layer. You definitely get more pigment out of it and you can just keep, you know, more. It builds beautifully. This is one that I like wearing over a set face. I also like wearing it on its own. It's a really easy, beautiful product. And I feel like this is one of those, if the packaging was just slightly different, I would very easily think this was a higher end product. It's really nice. If you like cream products and there's a shade that they have that you like, I would say it's definitely worth it because it's not expensive and it's really great. This is one I've been talking about since I got it last September. It's from Beauty Pie. This is their Super Cheek Cream Gel Blush. And this shade, oh, this shade has my heart. I love this shade. This is French Raspberry. So it looks kind of intimidating. What I like about this is that it blends so easily. And this is one of those where, you know, if you need a little bit more, you can add more easily. I like blending this with kind of like a duo fiber brush like this. I do like using more of a synthetic brush like this to blend products, but it blends so beautifully. And this is kind of the color, I can wear this on my lips as well, but this is kind of the color that reminds me what my cheeks look like when I'm in from the cold. If it's a cold winter day, if I'm playing in the snow with my kids, or you know, when I used to ski. After 5 brain surgeries, you don't put yourself on things that'll potentially plop your head on the ground. But I really, really love this. The formula is amazing. It's very long lasting, super easy to blend. You can blend it easily with your finger or a sponge. I definitely prefer using one of these synthetic brushes, but it's super, super easy. And by the way, with a color that's strong like this, if you're intimidated by it, the best thing to do is just to pick it up. Okay, so there's a lot on the brush, and then bounce it on the back of your hand until you get to the point where you're not afraid that you're going to go straight to your cheek. Because if you go from the pot to your cheek, I feel like the warmth of your fingers, if you go from the pot to your cheek and you're tapping it in, you can actually, the warmth of your fingers will help to melt the product. But if you're using a brush or a sponge, bounce it on the back of your hand first if it's a really bold color, and you know, work it in, and then start applying it. Because if you don't do that, it can be a little difficult sometimes to blend if you get too much product on there. I have fallen hard for these Melt blush lights. This is what I'm wearing on my cheeks today. This is the shade Polished. It looks like this. This is kind of, when I'm thinking of like a more sunburnt cheek look, this is the shade I go for. It has a little bit of shimmer in there, just a little bit, and it has the softest, easiest like blend to it. Boom, blended, gorgeous. It works really well. Today I put my blush on with my fingers, and what I do normally, and I think I might be able to tap on a little bit more to show you, but 80s, here I come, is to not take a lot, to take a little bit, you know, sometimes even bounce it off the back of my hand, place it where I want it, and then use a clean finger to kind of blend in. Like if I want a little bit more here, I feel like if you're blending with the same finger you have your cream blush on, you're more likely to get it where you don't want it. So I can add just a little bit more like right here, and then tap in either with a sponge, a clean brush, or your finger to blend. Not that I needed any more blush, but I really like this. I did pick up, what was the other color that I had? Sandy Cheeks. It was a little too orange for me. I'm sure it's beautiful on others. It made me look kind of like I was going for a bad fake tan. So I like this one more. This is kind of considered more of a grapefruit color. That's how they describe it on the Melt website, but I really like this formula. Blends super easily, and I like the packaging because it has a decent sized mirror here. I have been liking this one here from Tower 28. I'm really curious to try a lighter shade. Now I can make this one work. This one here is in the shade Power Hour, but this is one of those lip and cheek tints. And it's a little bit deeper than I would normally go, but if I don't put too much on and then I start blending it, it is absolutely gorgeous. This is another one that gives me very much a kind of sunburnt vibe, and you can kind of build it up. I really like the way this looks. I feel like it has a nice kind of a warm terracotta look to it, but also a very nice neutrally brown undertone. When I wear this on the cheeks and the lips, it gives such a beautiful monochromatic look. I did try and put it on the eyes, and since it is a cream product and my eyelids can be a little oily, It did crease on me, but I really do feel like this is a really nice product. I like the formula because it doesn't end up feeling tacky later. Some of the other products, especially like the one from M Cosmetics, since it's really hydrating, you can feel it later. This almost feels like my skin. I like this, and it wears surprisingly well. I have been in love with this Rituel de Fille Color Pigment Nectar Balm for so long. Oh, I love this. This is in the shade Bloodflower. It looks a little scary. It looks like it's straight up burgundy, but it's more red. This is beautiful on the lips, and you may be like, that's scary. Okay, as somebody who has fair skin, what I like about this is kind of what I call like my Snow White cheek. On the days that I am wearing minimal makeup, a light brow, no contour, no bronzer, just a touch, the smallest touch of highlight. And this, look at that. It is so beautiful. If you need a little bit more intensity, you can add more, but this lasts beautifully, and it gives you the most beautiful red, but not scary red. And if you want to wear it on the lips, you can really build it up. And it's very comfortable because it's a hydrating balm. It does have some shine to it. So I'll wear it intensely like this on my lips and then like this on my cheeks. And I feel very much like I've got like a Snow White vibe going on. I love it. This is one of those, I would love to try more from Rituel de Fille. I think the next thing I want to buy from them is a cream highlight, but I definitely would buy another one of these blushes in a different tone. I just picked this up and I have fallen hardcore. Hardcore. This is Patrick Ta's She's That Girl Double Take Cream and Powder Duo. So it's a blush duo. Looks like this. And what I do like about this is the second Patrick Ta product that I have. I have his bronzer contour duo. It has this little plastic cover to the cream product. So the cream and the powder, they do look a little bit different. What's interesting is that Patrick talks about, you know, putting down the powder product first. It's really light, and then just tapping the cream over the top. And I was like, what? Powder first? Because normally I've always heard cream first, then powder. Yeah, no, you can do this either way. And I really like it. What's interesting is when you put the powder down first and then the cream over the top, the cream kind of brings life back to the cheeks. And instead of making you look matte and powdered, it has a really pretty, vibrant, almost glow to it from that cream. This is a beautiful product. I want to try the one in She's So LA because it's more of a neutral color, but this one here in She's That Girl, I love. Let's talk powder blushes. I was going through, there are several powder blushes that I love, but the one that I've had the longest, used the most, and kind of has become like, when I don't know what blush to wear, this is the one I reach for. It's this. It's from Charlotte Tilbury. This is in the shade Sex on Fire. Now mine's a little beat up because I've had her for a long time. You can do Charlotte's method by putting like just the outer color on the whole cheekbone and then just the center color on the apple of the cheek. I do that sometimes, but I like this blush best when I mix both colors together. I don't know that you're gonna see it as well, just barely. It is the most just barely blush I have in my collection. And the reason I like this is it's a little bit dusty. It's a little bit cooler. It doesn't have as much warmth as maybe a coral blush. And I have 1,000 coral blushes, not really, but it feels like that. But this has just enough color to the face, but it's not like a 80s dynasty moment. It is a very subtle, very elegant, very elevated, very Charlotte Tilbury type of color, and I love this so much. These days I'm going for, yes, I'm wearing blush and I'm wearing extra blush, but on days like in the winter time when I want a softer look or something that's a little bit more muted, this is what I reach for. I've had this for just over a year. I picked it up in February 2020, and this from M Cosmetics. I have 3 M blushes in here, I know, but they really are some of my most used blushes. This one right here in Magic Hour, I cannot tell you how many times I have reached for this blush and I'm like, man, what do I want to wear? I need a little bit of color. I don't want too much. And since it has a natural radiance to it, it looks amazing. I feel like if I were to just swatch it with my finger, you'd get a more intense look and it wouldn't really be as accurate to what this blush legitimately looks like. This is the sort of product that I reach for when I'm wearing almost no makeup. Because it has a little bit of glow, it has a little bit of color, but it never looks too heavy. So I'll wear this on days when, again, concealer, brows, lip gloss or lipstick, and I'll reach for a blush like this because it gives me kind of a color and a little bit of a glow. Love it. I do have the other one in Venetian Rose. I love this blush. This one is definitely more of a rosy, kind of mauve-y tone. It's super pretty. I think it looks best instead of just doing a swatch, but when you actually put it on and take time to blend it with a brush, it's just beautiful. Just enough, not too much. They do have this same formula in another more orangey tone. It's called Faded Clementine. I feel like it would definitely be too strong for me, but these two right here I love so much. So the last blush I have to share with you is an interesting duo because it's a blush and a highlight. It's from Wayne Goss. It's his Weightless Veil Blush Duo. This is the shade Coral Rose. I think this is the lightest one he has. I love the highlight in here is definitely a favorite, but this kind of pinky peachy blush is so gorgeous because it's almost like it's not there. This is definitely not something to wear if your skin is anywhere past light. I have fair skin, so fair and light can wear this really beautifully. Anything more than that, and I really feel like it's not gonna show. You can see it right here. It looks very close to my skin tone. This is what my skin looks like without it. But over here is the blush. It has a really nice soft, it's not really glowy, but it has a soft satin appearance. So it's not flat, it's not matte. It really does bring life to the face if you have a really, really fair skin tone. And I think it's just beautiful. Not that you need to see it, but you know, it's almost like wrong to have it here and not show it to you, but there's the highlight. The highlight is very like, bam! I think this color is still out of stock on the Beautylish website. Oh, I know. And the hard part for me is I've been wanting to pick up another one of these. There are 4 different shades. I want to pick up the Azalea. Is it Vivid Azalea? Wild Azalea? It's the one that has kind of like a duochrome white highlight and a bright, hot pink fuchsia color. And I know it'd be kind of like a gamble, but I love the formula so much. I definitely want to try it, but it's never been in stock. Once it sold out, that was it. But I think this is a really pretty blush, and the highlight is like, hooray. It's $45, but you're getting so much product, like you'd never really burn through it. There you go. Those are all my favorite blushes. I have a ton of other blushes. I probably have like 40 blushes, 50 blushes in my collection total, but these are the ones that I have been reaching for a lot. You know, these guys I tend to wear more on days when it's little to no makeup. These go great on bare skin or on a full face because they are powder. I tend to use these guys more, like these cream type blushes. There's a ton of them, but I tend to use these guys more on a light to no makeup day, where I shouldn't say no because if you're putting on blush there's makeup involved, but where it's a kind of a no makeup look, where it's very lightweight and just kind of like maybe you were in the sun a little bit, or maybe you were embarrassed just a little bit. This goes beautiful over bare skin and over a set face. I do like this a lot. This works well that way too. And this has kind of been like my longtime love. There's a ton of really gorgeous products out there. I would love to know what your favorite blush is. Do you have a favorite formula? If there is a cream product that you love that I haven't tried or talked about, let me know in the comments down below. Or if you have a shade that you love that is like your go-to when you don't know what to wear, let me know below. Thank you so much for watching today. Have an incredible day. Subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you again soon.